Will Byers has powers, real, terrifying powers. And with that revelation in Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, the game has completely changed. As the final chapter unfolds, the twist surrounding Will feels like a tidal wave, reshaping everything we thought we knew about Hawkins, the Upside Down, and our heroes. From the moment episode 4 ends, the screen goes dark, then snaps back, with Will's eyes glowing and energy crackling around him. Up until that point, he'd been the haunted kid, the boy who vanished, the boy who was traumatized, the boy who felt like a ghost among friends. But in that final, brutal showdown against the minions of Vecna, Will doesn't run. He doesn't hide. He doesn't cry. He fights with power he didn't know he had. Suddenly, he becomes the weapon no one saw coming. Watching his friends, Mike Wheeler, Robin Buckley, Lucas Sinclair, surrounded and under threat from Demogorgons, Will closes his eyes, inhales the fear that's haunted him for seasons, and, with a gesture, tears through the monsters with psychic force. Limbs contort, bodies disintegrate, darkness recoils, and then a quiet, chilling proof. Will wipes blood from his nose, just like another kid we know did once. It's horrifying. It's beautiful. It's cathartic. For the actor playing him, Noah Schnapp, it was more than a scene. It was release. When he read the final script, that moment hit him like lightning. He reportedly jerked up, called out, "I have powers!" and realized this was not just another episode. This was his character's destiny finally fulfilled. Will Byers wasn't just surviving anymore. He was fighting back. But before you think this is a sudden magic power-up, there's a deeper twist. His powers aren't innate like those of Eleven. They come from somewhere darker. From Vecna's mind, from the psychic connection that's haunted Will since Season 1. Long ago, Will was exposed to the terrors of the Upside Down. Long ago, his innocence was fractured. That broken bond, the connection to creeping evil lingering at the edges of Hawkins, is what the creators tapped into. Will isn't just wielding power, he's channeling something ancient, monstrous, warped. He's using the darkness against itself. That makes the victory all the more fragile. Because this kind of power doesn't come clean. It comes heavy with memories, pain, trauma, with the ghosts of all the horrors Will has ever seen. And in that whirlwind of energy and rage and horror, Will emerges not as the scared kid, but as a force, shaken, scarred, but terrifying and resolute. Fans erupted. Expectations shattered. Online, social media exploded with reactions. Disbelief, awe, cheers, horror, sometimes all at once. People called that final scene the most badass moment in Stranger Things history. Another labeled it unlimited chills for the last 25 minutes of the episode. Memes and edits proliferated within hours. The kind of shock that leaves your heart racing, hands trembling, and the screen still flickering in your mind long after it ends. But beyond the hype and the horror, there's deeper resonance. Will's arc, from lost child to haunted survivor to reluctant hero, becomes a metaphor for trauma, growth, acceptance. For every kid who suffered in silence, every teenager who felt broken, every adult carrying scars no one sees, Will's moment becomes a flicker of hope, redemption, power reclaimed, identity reborn. Now Hawkins stands on a razor's edge. The Upside Down has breached boundaries. Old alliances tremble, new threats emerge. The return of Kali Prasad, the 8 we met back in Season 2, hints at deeper layers of betrayal, illusion, horror. The military cordons, the crumbling walls between worlds, the looming final battle, it's all set. And Will's powers, they might turn the tide. Or they might awaken even bigger dangers. Because when you fight monsters with monsters, there's always a cost. When the weapon is your own pain, your own memories, victory becomes a question, not a guarantee. But right now, after episode 4, after Will's transformation, there's hope. Hope for the survivors, hope for redemption, hope for closure. Hawkins might be broken, the Upside Down might be bleeding through, but for the first time, our ragtag group has a weapon born from their darkest nightmares. And for the fans, the believers, that feels like coming home. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.